Welcome to the Sweat Sanctum Podcast, where we talk fitness of the mind, body, and soul. Now here's your host, Coach Tom.
What is up, y'all? Coach Tom and Coda the Bear here. We are back in the Sweat Sanctum podcast right now. It's been a little bit since I've recorded. I had a crazy wild week last week, and a lot of you will know why. Today is Memorial Day. Today's Memorial Day. It's a gnarly looking Memorial Day out there in Central Florida. It's raining a little bit. It's been raining on and off all day, which is exactly what I needed if you knew the day I was going into. So today's video is going to be more just a little weekend review, what I'm going through, what I've been going through the past 2 weeks, and just, me just giving you a little update. So those of you that know me well, I am a gym rat, tried and true, spend 90% of my time outside of time here at home with the wife in the gym, and I can't get enough of working out. So not this past Friday, but the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, we got the news here in Florida that gyms had approval to open up that following Monday. So I think everybody started freaking out and get back to it. I can get back in the gym. But as somebody who is part of the management team in the gym, that brought with it some concerns. Some concerns for me, definitely. Health and safety is always going to be your number one concern as somebody that works in the gym, as a fitness coach, anybody in the management staff. Everybody's health and safety is your concern, and then you got to ask, is our group going to rush into things? Are we going to take our time? Are we going to make sure we do it, not just do it well, do it right, do it the right way, do it so everybody's as safe as possible? So starting that last Friday, I was a little my mind started just going back from quarantine for 8 weeks into, all right, how are we going to do this? How do we, so after we got that news Friday, our leadership team, our ownership team did a great job of just letting everybody know, look, we're not opening Monday. We're gonna, we gotta figure this out first. We don't want to jump the gun. And I think there was a lot of 50-50 with that in the industry. It was pretty much split down the line. So I took that time to really, see what was going on. I knew that we were probably bought maybe an extra week or so to get everything in order. And I used that time, my first thought was, outdoor workouts have been working for me for 8 weeks now. Me rushing back before a lot of the gyms are set is not really the best idea. I also don't want to overwhelm these other gym owners. I can only imagine, I knew what I was about to go through. So I was thinking, these guys are going to be going through some stuff, these, the trainers and everything. So when normally I would think, okay, Crunch is reopening Monday morning, I'm going to be the first guy there at 5 a.m. I took Monday as a rest day. It was the first rest day I had taken in a couple weeks. I did not work out at all the Monday gyms reopened. And I was happy to say that. I'm it's kind of crazy that they reopen and here comes my first rest day. I didn't rush back out there. And I'm glad I didn't, because one of the things, I try to talk to as many people in the industry and ask what your growing pains are, ask what are your people saying, what do you guys think, how did it work out for you? So I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Tuesday I actually did an at-home or an outside workout, and then Wednesday I said, you know what, I know our opening date is going to be the following Monday, and I know what we're doing, I know what our plan is, but let me see how other places are putting it into play. And I went to local Crunch Fitness about 10 minutes down the road, and I saw them doing, they did some stuff. They made sure you had a sweat towel. But beyond that, it was sweat towel, wipe your machine, and maintain social distancing. I really didn't feel that the gym did a great job. They said they were enforcing capacity restrictions, and I didn't go at a time where I was able to witness that. I purposely went at 5 a.m. so I knew I was coming in to fresh, clean equipment, and I was coming into just a sparkling gym that had been disinfected overnight. So I did that purposefully, but I did want to see how they rolled the process. And they asked me they asked me on the way in if I had a sweat towel, and then it was pretty much like off to the races. There were signs up for social distancing. Treadmills were blocked off every other. All the cardio equipment blocked off every other. But I mean, I really didn't see what I was looking for, and it did. I was like, this is, when I thought about if I was, as I'm a member there, I thought this isn't the way I want my members to feel, and that's was part of the reason I went. I wanted to put myself in that position that I didn't, I want to give my best. I want our studio to give the best possible, opening that we can and make people feel comfortable and safe. I didn't feel 100% safe, and I went back the next day, and it was pretty much the same thing. So I said, if I'm gonna go there, it's gotta be 5 a.m. It's gotta be before the crowds roll in. And leaving at 7, I started seeing the crowds roll in every day, and they were just flying in. I mean, I was shocked to see the saunas were open and everything. And I'm not bashing them, because we're all learning. This is a brand, this whole thing is brand new to everybody, and I'm not bashing them. I just think a better job could have been done. And I talked to a lot of the trainers there, and it was, same thing was relayed to me that, yeah, man, we got the call Friday, get back to work on Monday. And I was like, was there any training? And I was like, no, they trained the front desk staff, but, it's basically giving out. We're just happy to be back to work. And I don't know if that comes with being in a leadership position where you take it a little more seriously, but it was a little concerning. But Sunday, I'm gonna call it Golds. Now there's about 25, maybe 30 minutes, depending on the time of day you go in Orlando. There's Gold's Gym. It's Gold's. It's Gold's. They got bought. It was Fitness. It's now Fitness CF, but I'm gonna call it Gold's because it's always Gold's to me. It's always gonna be Gold's to me. It's an OG big box gym. And it's one of the first gyms I called home when I moved in Orlando. So I went there yesterday, knowing the procedures that we were putting into place today for our grand reopening. And I went in there yesterday just to kind of see how other places were doing it. I really want to the best way that you can prepare yourself is to be educated on what's going to happen. So I went in there and it was flawless. And I was just I was so happy to see that somebody else was taking this whole thing as serious as we are. So I went in, they asked me a couple questions, if I have had COVID, the whole 9 yards. There were about, I think, 3 questions, and then I got a temperature check, which I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised. A big box gym, where a lot of the big box gyms, their model is a cheaper membership and have a high volume of guests, and where the 90% of those guests actually don't use the membership and they forget to. But that's besides the point. That's their model. That's how they make their money, they don't really want you to come in because you're just paying that small monthly fee and you forget about it. So for them to take the time and the care, they asked me the questions, they took my temperature, just asked me how I was feeling to just check in. They did a great job of welcome back, great staff up front at Fitness CF. So shout out to the management team there. And then they handed me a sweat towel, which they never do. They gave out a towel and a spray bottle, which I was like, wow, that's, we're not just going to ask you to clean off your equipment. We're going to give you the tools to kind of, here, carry this around. This is yours. And I was super pumped to see that. And the entire time I constantly, which I haven't seen at Crunch yet, was cleaning staff just walking around. There was constantly somebody just walking around cleaning equipment, just maintaining equipment, checking out the locker rooms, cleaning the locker rooms. So shout out to everybody down at Fitness CF's, OG Golds, if you go there in Orlando. I know the LA Fitnesses in Orlando have not even opened yet, so I believe as of today they've reopened. So I'm super excited to go check that out and just see what their process is. Because again, this is new to me and my staff and I. This is such a new thing that even a week, we prepared, but you never know what's going to happen. You never know, especially being in a studio. So the people that took time to kind of look, I know the governor said we can open, but we're going to hold off. I was super excited to see that from, I know Ruckus near us did that. I know Club Pilates did that. So shout out to them for putting your members first and really just taking that time and care. I don't know how anybody else is running it, how anybody else did it, but I appreciate that I was given that time to really make sure our staff was trained as much as possible. And being said, brings us to today, brings us to last night, which I did not. We trained all weekend. I should have been exhausted, but let's have a sip of my water. I'm cutting coffee off. It's my first 4 a.m. wake up call tomorrow. But we trained nonstop. I felt like last week, and you can prepare as much as you want, but you never know what's going to happen on day one. You could open the doors, and like I'll say, our process was to line people up outside and have them wait, and we got thunderstorms here in Florida. So, we had to adapt and pivot a little bit, but we were able to make it work. But last night, especially once I saw that there was rain coming in this morning, I could not. I was like the kid before Christmas Day. Like, you can't sleep. Like, you want to just go and see if Santa's there. I was like, I'm ready to go. Questioning, am I ready to go? Are we ready to go? Like, what could we have done better? Is there something should I text this person? Should I double check this? I was doing that all day Sunday. My wife's probably driving her crazy. But, this was what was going through my head. And then I got into bed last night and I'm like, can't sleep. And I did finally pass out for a little bit, which is good because, like, I needed some sleep because I ended up waking up. Like, I had the full wake up at 4:30 a.m. And I didn't tell our opening coach prior to the fact, but I pulled into the parking lot, I backed into a space, I rolled down my windows, rain coming, and I just watched before I went and did my workout. We were full at capacity. We cut our capacity down a little bit to adapt and space people out. But I sat in the car, backed in just to watch, make sure everything was handled right. It's 4:45 our first class start, and big props to Coach Mariah for just absolutely rocking it out of the park. I was totally relieved, and I was up, so I'm like, I'm gonna go lift. It was a holiday, Memorial Day today, so not a lot of people were at Crunch, so I did go there. I had the whole place pretty much to myself, so I didn't have to worry too much about people not adhering to social distancing. And I'm just happy to say, like, the team rocked today. Like, everything that we had planned, everything we had gone through and role played with, they just knocked it out of the park. Now the crazy thing is, like, Mariah's one of our newer coaches, so new to the industry and, the newest on the team coaching, and she got thrown in the fire this morning. She went for our 4:45, our 5:50, 6:55, and 8 a.m. class. 4 classes right out the gate, and like the feedback that I received at 4:45, let's say 5:50 a.m., the feedback I got after that first class from people was awesome. So everybody that sent me messages letting me know how great she did and how she handled everything and about our position, thank you so much. I appreciate you incredibly, and I'm so happy to hear that she just knocked it out of the park. So to ramble. She's our newest coach, and I'm the veteran on the team. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years, and even me, like, I got there early and was ready to go, and then like 15 minutes before, I'm just running through the checklist in my head, like, bam, bam, bam. Am I gonna, don't miss this, don't miss that. And it was the first time in a while that I had actually been nervous coaching, and for me, that felt good. Like, I like to feel a little nervous. I like that rush that nerves give you, and they wake you up, and you're kind of like, oh man, and I kind of, like, it just made me feel alive, and I needed that. I really felt that I needed that to go before I coached again, and I'm going to have that tomorrow too. Like, I'm the opener tomorrow. I got to be in bed by like 8 o'clock tonight. Luckily, I'm exhausted, so I gotta be there at 4:15, probably earlier, just to make sure we're all set, ready to go. Hopefully no thunderstorms, and it just felt good to feel like that rush. Even after I coached 3 classes, and it was, to everybody that took my class today, it was so awesome seeing you. The workout that we threw you today was, it was ironic and hysterical, and I couldn't help but laugh. Like, I had the mask over my face, whatever your opinion is on wearing a mask or not, I'm glad that if it makes the members in our studio feel safer and it keeps our staff safer, I'm totally, totally happy to do it. Like, anything that we can do to reduce the spread while still keeping people fit, still keep people working on their cardio, and, just doing our part and really maintaining. So I was just like, the people that came today, we threw you body weight exercises that you've probably been doing for 8 weeks in quarantine. You know, a 1.5 mile run, and a 2,000 meter row. So it was like, you know, it was the perfect day to reopen based on the workout that I had. Like, it was not just you're running your mill OTF work. It was like this bomb. Like, the looks I got today that y'all reopen with this. You reopen with a 2,000 meter row on day one. What the heck is wrong with you? And like I like to tell our members, I don't lay them out, I just play them out. I play them out, and you guys rocked it. Like, big smiles on your face going through a 2,000 meter row. You couldn't see mine with the mask, but my smile was so wide today just being around. You know, we don't just have, at our studio here in Nona, we don't just have a member base. We don't just have a community, like, it's a family, and just seeing people come through the doors, like, oh my God, I haven't seen you. Some of you I've seen in like small passing where I'm driving and I see you running on the street, and I'm like, I've been so excited for 8 weeks to see people out there working on their fitness, and now to be able to coach you again was just like total. I felt an honor. Like, I just felt so back in my element and back realizing, like, this is what I love to do. Like, I get to help people stay in shape. I get to listen to all, like, music, and you knew you were getting Backstreet Boys today. You knew it was coming. I had to hit them with a little Backstreet's back because I'm back. We're back. And we just had a lot of fun, even though it was a killer workout for my people. Like, it was just so much fun to be back in the orange room and back in my element. And I hung out after because we had one more coach on our team, Coach Arnold, going, and he's a veteran too. I knew he was going to knock it out of the park. I knew he was going to knock it out of the park, but again, it's so new to everybody out there. Like, well, all this stuff that we're doing to prepare, it's new. We've just never done it before, so it's understandable if you screw something up. And I would have totally understood. I would have told him, look, we missed this on this one, let's try to add it in. But he came out and rocked it just like everybody else. And to see that the team took it as serious all the way down the line, from ownership to management to coaches to front desk staff, everywhere through, was just, it put my mind at ease. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Hope my wife gets home soon because I'd like to see her for like 4 hours. She went to lunch with her mom, but I'd love to see her for like a couple hours before I pass out. I might get a little tired on the couch, but I just wanted today's podcast is more, I'm back in action. That's my check-in. Next podcast, we're gonna focus a little more dialed in on fitness. Why is this more of an update? But just dialed in on fitness and more so nutrition. We're gonna be looking at different diets, what my current diet plan is, how I've pivoted my diet plan based on quarantine, based on how the timelines moved, and because of all this. So tune in next week. Thanks for giving me 20 minutes of your time today just to give you a check-in. If I haven't seen you back in the orange room, you're not comfortable coming back yet, hey, take whatever time you need. Know that we're doing everything that we can, and we're here when you get back. We're ready for you, and we're only going to keep getting better. We're going to learn, we're going to pivot, we're going to adjust, and we're going to keep trying to provide you the safest and, as always, the best fitness experience out there. Our team was so excited to have everybody back today. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate you adapting to those new rules and new procedures. So with that, I'm going to leave you all. I'm leaving you. I'm going to ask you to leave me a little review on iTunes. Share this video on YouTube. If you don't subscribe on YouTube yet, you got to step it up. Coda's looking at me like you're absolutely crazy. I know. They're not subscribed on YouTube yet. They're nuts, right? He say you crazy. Coda's saying you crazy for not being subscribed on YouTube yet. Subscribe on YouTube, share, like, check out my website, sweatsanctum.com. If you're looking for nutrition coaching, if you're looking for online personal training, I offer both of those as well. If you want the best supplements in the world, hit me with a DM. I can get you on some first form action. I'll help you supplement that fitness and nutrition routine. And I'm so happy to be back with all my family. And love everybody. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep kicking ass.